Hello everyone, we're standing here today at World Hydrogen Week, organized by World Hydrogen Leaders. This is in Denmark, Copenhagen. My name is Johann Wiebe from the Hydrogen Standard, and I've got the pleasure to stand here with Vincent Designolle from Vallourec. Welcome, Vincent.
Hello, very happy to be here in Copenhagen.
Fantastic to have you, Vincent. Right, so let's start with a bit of an introduction into the business, Vallourec, and sort of your role in it as well, please.
Well, I'm leading Delphy, our hydrogen storage business, which is part of our new energies activity. So developing our business in low carbon activities, which will include geothermal, CCS, and hydrogen. And we're especially active in hydrogen storage. So we're building the midstream infrastructure that's needed to make green hydrogen happen, connecting production and demand thanks to transportation and mostly storage, which is the instrumental piece when you have to cope with intermittent hydrogen and steady and supply or off-taker that requires security of supply.
Exactly. Let's maybe delve into a little bit more into that subject of storage and why it is important.
Well, if you think of green hydrogen, it comes with variability, whether it's wind, solar. You have some variability in the intermittent production. Even if you're grid connected, you'll have some price signals. The electricity price will drive some incentive to have an electrolyzer that varies, that is intermittent. Whereas the off-takers, the users of hydrogen, they will need a steady supply because their processes are very constant and more efficient if operated at steady regime, or because they just need to be read in a refueling station, for instance. You need to have some confidence that hydrogen will be there when you need it. So the way to reconcile intermittent supply and intermittent production and security of supply is to have a buffer storage in between. So that's what we're bringing solution for the different scale of storage, and especially tons to tens of tons for buffer storages.
Yeah, fantastic. So storage, very important in the energy transition, also to be able to store energy in the form, for example, of hydrogen or maybe other derivatives, which we'll come to in a second. But in terms of storage, maybe you can walk us a little bit through the different technologies that you guys are offering.
Yeah, we're bringing and presenting here in Copenhagen Delphy, our hydrogen storage solution. So targeting storages on site, so next to where hydrogen is produced and used, at the scale of 1 to 100 metric tons of hydrogen. And we're doing that, building on our expertise in metallurgy, building on our expertise of tight systems, bringing those long pressure vessels that we build in a cavity that's built on purpose, and that's vertical storage below ground, so bringing the great performance in terms of safety, in terms of minimized footprint. We estimate we're 20 to 30 times more compact than above ground options that you can think of, and it's a modular solution. So that's very attractive to the customers and prospects that we've been working with. And this expertise we've already translated into a working demonstrator. We've built a site. We have already a site that's up and running in northern France, so next to our R&D facility, and we're preparing commercialization of this solution from next year onwards.
So maybe you already addressed it to a certain extent, but it would be great to highlight it once again. What is sort of like your technology or your solution towards storage? How does it stand out compared to maybe more the conventional ones?
I'd say three things. It's safety, it's small footprint, and it's modularity. Safety, because we're building on proven pressure vessel technologies, and that's the core expertise of the company with metallurgy, corrosion, hydrogen embrittlement, tight systems. So we're bringing all this research, all this expertise, and putting that together in a system. It's below ground. It's so buried and very safe from this geometrical design. And we've worked a lot on the safety and getting also support and challenges from third-party experts to further improve the safety and be able to guarantee that we have the minimal setback distances. So safety is number one. And with that come small footprint, so 20 to 30 times more compact than above ground options, because we are vertical, we're below ground. And this very narrow footprint we also find from the safety in reduced setback distances. And modular, because we can play and size the storage according to what's optimum for a project. It's modular, you can play on a number of pressure vessels that you assemble to reach the desired capacity, and that's the way you can optimize a project.
Okay, clear. When we talk about projects, maybe you can allude a little bit about that. We've all heard a little bit of a slowdown, sort of the commitments and some coming to market. The vast majority has not reached FID, financial investment decision yet. How do you sort of see that landscape evolving with the requirements for your storage facilities?
Well, our playing field is global, and we see the momentum towards more and more projects, some reaching FID, but a lot of projects gaining in maturity in the engineering phase. And that's when they move to this maturity that they realize that to optimize their project, they'll need some sort of storage, and that's where we can have the discussion. And just to illustrate, we have a 50 plus project where we're discussing concrete designs, where how to integrate Delphy in the project and how to optimize this, the storage and the overall value chain. We've already announced 2 partnerships with H2V for green hydrogen production and on an e-fuel project, with NextChem, especially working on green ammonia. And we've studied the added value of having a storage, and we have some numbers that confirm that adding a storage is not an added cost, it's an extra value because you're lowering, for instance, in the case of green ammonia, you're lowering the cost of ammonia by up to 15% thanks to the addition of a Delphy storage.
And if you talk about sort of like Delphy storage, do you talk about the storage of hydrogen gas or liquid? Or are also sort of storage facilities that you offer for maybe hydrogen derivatives, such as ammonia, e-methanol, maybe e-fuels and that sort of stuff?
Well, we're offering hydrogen storage in compressed forms, so typically 200 to 300 bar, up to 500 for the case of hydrogen mobility. And this hydrogen storage is instrumental in many projects, and you can think of e-fuel, for instance, where they have a steady production process for the e-fuels, and you need hydrogen that's intermittent. So a storage will be needed in the production process for the e-fuel. The same goes for green ammonia. A very steady Haber-Bosch process, whereas the intermittent green hydrogen will come intermittent. So you have also some storage, and you can optimize the side of storage to have the lowest cost of ammonia possible. So yeah, it all goes hand in hand. We see the acceleration on the e-fuel projects, especially driven by the RFNBO regulation in Europe, so driving demand. We see the value on green ammonia, lowering the cost of green ammonia production thanks to the storage. So a lot of traction on those markets that we see at the moment.
Finally then, diving a little bit deeper into the derivatives and where hydrogen is utilized in your sort of perspective, also with the clients and the customers you work and sort of the requirements that you get at the moment. Is that largely focused on hydrogen as a storage mechanism of energy, or is it largely focused on hydrogen as a mechanism as feed input for other sort of like fuels? Or how is that current landscape looking like?
Well, we see a bit of all sort of projects, so from direct use of hydrogen for mobility, large refueling stations, trailer filling stations, or green hydrogen production where you want to optimize your production costs and use the storage to optimize the electricity mix. But more and more the projects are built in combination with the off-taker, and the main off-takers that we see to start with would be green ammonia and e-fuel, so e-methanol or e-SAF, etc. And so they go hand in hand. The supply and demand built or developed together, and that's also the storage that comes in between.
Clear. Vincent Designolle from Vallourec, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.